Alright. What's going on, everybody? It's time for yet another LEGO review. Today we're going to be taking a look at two, in some case, small sets. These are pretty small sets, and these are from the LEGO Movie 2. Of course, this is quite old now, because LEGO Movie 2 came out, a year ago, I think. And so these sets are technically pretty old. Now, I never really had the interest of collecting LEGO Movie sets, or actually buying them and building them. I more just had the interest in collecting the collectible minifigure blind bags, as well as occasional small sets that includes figures. I'm all about minifigures, not the sets. These two sets that were offered definitely had some interesting stuff. So, on my left we have Unikitty's Sweetest Friends Ever. And on my right we have Benny's Space Squad. Both same retail price, 12 bucks. Well, at least in Canada. If you're watching from another country, then convert. $12 Canadian is what currency in your country? So, yeah, so I don't know, these are two tiny little sets, and I wanted these two tiny sets because they had some interesting figures that you can collect for a good value. So, we're looking at both of them in one video. So, let's start off with Unikitty's Sweetest Friends Ever. Unikitty's Sweetest Friends Ever. So, let's start with the box. 76 pieces, set 70822. And, yeah, just a tiny box with a little comic at the back. And, yeah, that's really it. Okay, so, the real deal with these sets is, well, you've guessed it, the figures. And these are no ordinary minifigures, alright? These are some special figures. So let's take a look at them. Let's see what we got. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. Just a tiny little ice cream tile with ice cream on it. It's just something very simple, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so that's out of the way. Next up is the cake cart. You know, it really reminds me of those dim sum carts in Chinese restaurants. Not gonna lie. But this is a dessert cart. I would assume this is coffee, not tea. With the coffee mug, and this is a chocolate strawberry cake. Now I'm hungry from seeing that. I guess just the piece in the middle represents frosting. Vanilla frosting. And then these are just like chocolate glazed cake base. And then I guess top they just dolloped it with a simple strawberry. And of course, the color consistency of the cart is, it's very rainbowy, fantasy, Candyland-ish going on. And I like how bright it is, it's the theme of it is very bright, colorful. It's a good little thing if you're like building your own dessert bakery or something, like your own creations. You're making like making a bakery. You can definitely use this and like hold it around. It's like, get your cake today, sir, or something like that. I don't know. The handle here, it's a gold piece. It's very, very simple, very, very neat piece. The cool little accessory to put aside. So that's the dessert cart. So we've basically cleared up all the quote-unquote actual models in the sets. Now there are 3 figures, and personally, I like all 3 of them. They are awesome. Of course, we have our beloved Unikitty, and it's the same Unikitty as before. This is actually the first Unikitty I have. Didn't they release a blind, like a minifigure series on Unikitty? I don't know, but yeah. So Unikitty, completely brick built, of course. She looks like the actual one in the movie, of course. I mean, it's LEGO movie, so it's supposed to look accurate, but yeah, I like the way she's put together. You can actually really rotate her head all the way around. This one doesn't have an alternate face, so just beware of that. I know some Unikitties have different faces, or different expressions. And yeah, it's just your basic, everyday Unikitty figure, and she looks great. Not bad for a LEGO cat. But yeah, Unikitty. Alright, next up we got these are my 2 favorite figures from the set. I'm sorry, Unikitty, but these guys are so funny. And especially this guy, Ice Cream Cone. Look at him. He's adorable. And he's the same guy. Didn't he act like as like the butler or something from the movie? I don't know, but regardless, my goodness, this guy is amazing. He's got like that, what do you call this? Strawberry frosting? Oh, strawberry top, not frosting. That fell off apparently. Let's put that back on. There you go. That's so funny. Like his whole face is the actual ice cream. I love the expression, you know, of how cheerful he is. How smiley he is. And then I guess he's just getting his morning coffee. And this is a completely new piece. It's like a round brick with minifig arms on the side, which is later used by Lego Minions. They later adapted this mold and call it just a hint, wink, wink. Guess who's doing the Lego Minions sets? Me on the channel, but you'll see that in the future. The base, just a simple ice cream cone, and they use this clear piece here. It's because, you know, of course, it's hard for this guy to stand up because he's got such a small pointed base. So it makes sense they have this, which will really help him stand up. So it's great. Oh my goodness, this guy is just amazing. And of course, here's what he looks like from the back. Not too much, but this ice cream cone guy is amazing, period. Next up, or last but definitely not the least, we have chocolate bar. I like how he's got like, did this part melt or I don't know, but this entire chocolate bar is brick built. Again, that looks pretty cool, except the back is a little empty, but it's fine. Yes, you can move his feet, so it can make it look like he's leaping or something. Love the eyes. They're straight off Mixels, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. I don't know, very funny figure, very cool little dude in general. So, in the end, what do I think of this set? Well, let's wrap it up right here, right now. What do I think of this set? Tiny, of course, it's a small set, but my goodness, you get some pretty funny figures. Definitely the cheapest way to get Unikitty, but also a way to get Ice Cream Cone. I'm saying Ice Cream Cone is by far one of the greatest Lego minifigures that they've ever created. Like, he is so funny. I enjoy this guy a lot. So, I'm gonna give this set a 9 out of 10. Awesome. Maybe just add a little more thing. Maybe one more figure. Maybe one more figure. So, very good set. Highly recommend. I would recommend this. So, 10 out of 10. I mean 9 out of 10. Whoa. Caught myself there. 9 out of 10 for Unikitty's sweetest friends ever. Now, let's take a look at Benny's Space Squad. Let's take a look at Benny's Space Squad. And of course, this is the other small set for the Lego Movie 2. And start off by taking a look at the box. See, set 70841 with 68 pieces. And of course, Benny actually isn't on the artwork. He's right here. So when I first picked up the set, I literally thought, oh, it's just these three astronauts that we're getting. But I opened the set and the Benny figure actually caught me off guard. I actually didn't plan on actually getting Benny. So yeah, what a surprise that Benny's actually in the sets. So there you go, that's the set. Alright, so what do we have for the set? You know, apart from the figures, where are the actual models? So number one, here is a miniature version of Benny's spaceship! Like a really scaled down version to the point where it's just a normal steering wheel. This piece is printed, just saying. There are no stickers, thank God. And yeah, I think it's taken directly off his giant spaceship set. But just a cool little mini thing. I guess a radio antenna here. You can sit a space man on here. Just a small little thing, not too much, but very cool piece. And just a small little accessory that, I don't know, go for mini scouting missions or something. So that's that. Next thing we got is the moon rover. Are they on the moon? But this is just a little rover. Kind of, I don't like how the steering wheel is just so open. I would maybe like to see a little bit of front coverage for the steering wheel at the front, because I don't like how it's just like this. It feels kind of unfinished for sure, and it just feels like they just stuck the steering wheel on here like very last minute. But apart from that, small little Rover, not bad at all. But maybe this Rover could use some improvements, that's for sure. And then we got this dude, this little mini robot dude. Very, very simple, small, straightforward build. But he's got this antenna and everything else. I don't know, this guy is very, very small. So there's really nothing I can say about him, but pretty cool little guy that you can get with everything else. So, the real deal of this set, of course, has to be the figures. So, what do we have in terms of figures? Well, we got 4 spacemen. Astronauts, I mean. Yes, that's the right word. So, what do we have? Okay, so we've got... Let's start off with Benny, of course, who is the star of this set. After all, this is the cheapest way that you can obtain Benny. And it's very cool, the way you can just get him. And of course, this is intentionally broken, so don't freak out unless you haven't seen a movie. This is supposed to be part of the mold. It's supposed to be broken, so yes, that's yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. And of course, Benny is an awesome figure. Love the expression has on him. He's a very cheerful character. Oh yeah, he does have a freaked out face, in case you're wondering. And yeah, a very, very nice way to get Benny. This minifigure is amazing. So next up, we've got the pink guy, who is called Lenny. So we have Benny, Kenny, Lenny, and Jenny. So this is Lenny. And I'm gonna assume this is still a he. I think these are all guys. He's got a wrench, of course, pink. I don't actually have a lot of pink figures, so it's great that we get a pink spaceman. I love the color diversity. Then he does not have a second face, but he does use, I think it's a classical minifigure face. But yeah, look at this man. What a cool figure. I mean, they all got the same build, but Lenny here, yeah, he looks pretty awesome. And then we got Jenny, the white spaceman. And I don't know what this is. Is this like a flashlight or some sort? I don't know. But it's what your normal spaceman would be, which is white suit, you know, like our IRL space suits. And just, yeah, very straightforward. They all got the same print on them, by the way, just saying, they're just in different colors. And then finally, the last astronaut, Kenny, the yellow one. Oh my goodness, you know how well this completely blends in? Because you know how minifig heads are genuinely yellow? Well, it's the same color with this whole suit, so this whole thing is just yellow. And so that's pretty funny. I guess this is like a sweeper. And yeah, just the same build for all of them. Now, something special. So I'm going to rate all 4 of these figures. Benny, Jenny, Lenny, Kenny. Which one is the coolest? Benny, of course, is going to be my favorite. Then my second favorite will have to be Lenny, the pink guy. And then Jenny, and then Kenny. So Benny, Lenny, Jenny, Kenny. Oh my goodness, they all end with any. And yeah, so of course Benny, obviously number 1. He just looks awesome, and he's just a great figure all in all. And speaking of all in all, well, let's wrap up this set, shall we? And then we can close off the video. So, what do I think of Benny's Space Squad? It's definitely, it's a very, very nice set. If you want to get classical spacemen, and you want to find a cheap way to get Benny, then definitely get this set. And I'm gonna give this set a 9 out of 10, because I want to see improvement on the Rover. The Rover is very, very plain. It's very, very empty. It's lacking, man. It needs something. But apart from that, the set itself, it's pretty neat. And definitely not bad at all. It's the value of it. You get a lot bang for your buck. So, that's it for this one. Now let's wrap up the video. So in the end, which of these two? Obviously, this is my own personal preference, so please don't be affected by what I said. If you disagree with me, feel free, because I prefer Benny's Space Squad over, of course, as I'm more of like I'm more of the guy who prefers these kind of stuff than, you know, like these are more like child friendly, family friendly stuff, right? But I mean the whole point of Lego is it's family friendly, but this is more like for the more grown-ups people. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if you don't understand what I mean, but yeah, like I think it's cool if you look at these spacemen. They really look like, well, they're not, but they look like the classic Lego spacemen minifigures from the 80s or 90s or whatever. They're based off the classical Lego minifigures. So I don't know. Yeah, I would prefer Benny's Space Squad also because back then, the first Lego movie, it was practically really expensive to get Benny. You had to get him with his giant spaceship, and it was a huge set. Now you can actually get Benny as a collectible minifigure. He has I think he has a different variant, and the set. So that's awesome. That's yeah, like I said, that's awesome. So you also get these 3 spacemen, and of course, you know, just for the value of these figures, I like this set more than Unikitty's Sweetest Friends Ever. So that is my conclusion, and that's what I think. You know, you can totally disagree with me by all means, and if you like Unikitty's set so much better, well, yeah, be my guest. Like that set. I'm not forcing you. This is just my own personal opinion, but in the end, these 2 sets are just tiny, good tiny sets. These are like some of the small sets that I've seen that have some good value. Definitely pick these up. You won't, trust me, you won't regret getting these sets. And get these sets for the figures, for sure. Because there's really not much of the actual set. It's more of the figures. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button and like the video, and we'll talk to you again with more Lego content coming up very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, have a great day, not they. Whoops. Alright, bye.